Hey YouTube, this is Shishigoat, and today I wanted to talk about the differences in politeness in Japanese culture and Western culture. In this channel, I talk about Japanese language, Japanese culture, how to understand anime without subtitles, so if you're interested in those things, definitely subscribe to my channel, and in the description or here, the watermark here somewhere. And without further ado, let's begin. We all share different culture, different politeness depending on where you live or environment you're born in. So understanding Japanese culture, which is our culture, is going to be useful when you come to Japan to avoid miscommunication or misunderstanding. Because I lived in Canada for 1 year, I have a understanding of a little bit of Western culture, so I can compare Japanese culture and Western culture. Okay, I'm gonna give you one example of situation. So let's say you're invited to a dinner with a couple, Japanese couple. You only know the husband and you're talking to husband on the phone, and you ask him about his wife. How does she look? What does she look like? What's her personality? And he replies with, "My wife is not beautiful though." If you live in Western culture, if you're used to Western culture, you might find this very, very surprising and very, very strange, because why would he say bad things about his wife? But in our culture, it is polite to make ourselves inferior to others. So in this case, the husband made his wife inferior to be very polite. In the normal Western culture, you might just say nothing, or if you want to say something about your wife, you might say she's wonderful. But if you say a positive thing about your wife in Japanese culture, it might be considered as bragging rather than being polite. So here's another example of differences in politeness between Western culture and Japanese culture. Let's say you're at a Japanese restaurant, the waiters and waitresses are all Japanese, and they serve you food, and you find the food very, very good, you think very, very delicious, and you tell them that this is very good, pointing out the food, and the waiter will reply, No, it's not good, it's not good, it's not good, it's not good. Just like that, just so being modest. And this is another form of being inferior to others. It's a Japanese culture. It's a Japanese way of being polite. In short, Western culture tends to have the you and I are equals, while Japanese custom has a politeness of you're my superior. Also in Japanese culture, it is very common to say you can cook better than me as a cook. So the situation like that in Japanese restaurant, you might hear a waiter saying, or a cook saying, you can cook better than me. But in Western culture, it sounds like you're fishing for compliments. So right? By saying that to the customer or the guest, make her say, "Oh, no, it's very, very good, very, very good." You know what I mean? I hope it makes sense to you. So I'm just going to summarize the differences in politeness between Japanese culture and Western culture quickly. So in Western culture, it is polite to think that we're all equals, while in Japanese culture, it is polite to think that everyone else is superior to you. So I hope this helps you develop more understanding of Japanese culture. So when you come to Japan, definitely consider those things I talked about in this video. Thank you so much for sticking with me until the end of the video, and I hope to see you in the next video. さようなら。What's going on? 人とは違うと認めた上で可能性のルーツを開く。Oh,